I remember losing my daughter Zoe in early 2014. I was never expecting something like that to happen, but I don't think any of us expect to lose our loved one when we actually do. And when that happens in our lives, a lot of things take place. The love that we have for them feels like it's almost gone in some ways. That because they're not here, that the love is also gone. But even for ourselves, we feel empty. We feel like we've been depleted of something that we love so much, and it's completely unfair. And I get it. There's an example I'd like to share with you that I hope will be helpful for you because when we think about loss and then we think about what it takes for us to heal and where we come out on the other side of that healing, it's not black or white. It's not linear. It's a very complex but possible path to take. And you have a lot of tools already inside of you that you can use to help you move from struggle to strength. But most importantly, it's understanding that's what's on the other side of this journey, or as you take the journey, as you move through your grief and you start to reemerge from it, you start to see that things are coming back into existence with your life, with your relationships, with your connections to others, with the world itself. Because I can tell you that when we lose a loved one, we descend into an abyss that is so difficult because it's difficult to navigate because it's dark down there. We don't know what the next step will be, or if we take one step forward, will that knock us 10 steps back? And it can be so scary when all of that happens because not only are we dealing with that piece of it, we're also dealing with this emotionally. And those emotions just wreak havoc on us almost on a daily basis, if not an hourly or a minute by minute basis. And I've been there. And I remember struggling for many months and even a couple of years to try to get back up and to find my way through to the next steps of my life and this journey and to carry on, not only so I can honor Zoe, but I can honor myself as well because it's okay to do both. But the example I'd like to share with you is that let's assume that your heart, okay, is this water jug. All right, it's whole. Your life is going on. You have your family. You have your loved one with you, and then all of a sudden, life happens. Something happens. An unexpected illness, or a long-term illness, or a sudden death of your loved one is just something that just absolutely knocks you on your back, right? It takes you to your knees, and your heart is crushed, right? It is literally crushed like this water jug. And when we're in this place, when we are flattened out, when we don't feel like we have any energy to carry on, it is really hard to think about how is it possible for me to have better days when I can't even get up from this. And I get it, because that is probably the hardest part of grief, is that we sometimes want time to heal the wound, but time isn't going to come and help us. And the only way it's going to help is a combination of time and actions. But I can tell you what happens as we start to take some steps. Walk one step in front of the other, one day at a time, 1 minute at a time if we have to. What starts to happen is that our heart starts to kind of come back to a not the same shape that it was, if you will, because it's been hurt. There's scar tissue there. We have scars from our loss. But as you start to get back up, and this is really important, as you start to get back up, you can see that this carton, in this case, our heart is starting to refill. And when you take this journey, it's all incremental, right? It's not like you go to bed one day feeling really sad and it's really difficult to the next day you wake up and it's like, okay, I'm reconnected with life. It doesn't work that way, but it's just one step at a time. But as you start to move through this journey, and you are taking steps to get back up, what happens is that your heart starts to come back into some sort of shape. And let me explain. Let me show you. Okay, so as you see, it's not whole, but it is back into some. It's getting closer to this, and so we're still moving. We're still trying to find our way through, and then time and effort go by again, and even more. Now, this may be where you wind up on your journey. You may get to this place where it's like, well, this carton is dented and it's scarred, right? And our heart is completely scarred. But you know what? This is where my heart is right now. 8 years after losing Zoe. I don't know if it's ever going to be, it's never going to be what it was. Life can't go back to being what it was as much as we want it to. And I know that's not easy, and I know we want it to, but here's the good news. Okay, you can find ways to expand your heart again and to get it back to a place where it's okay for you. And that's all that matters. Not what somebody else wants you to do, not on the timeline that they think you need to be on, not in the steps or stages or phases or what have you. It's basically what there's no one right way to move through your grief except for the one way that works for you. And when you reemerge and you find yourself back in this space, again, it's not perfect, but life isn't perfect either. And so, but you will have this. That scar tissue is stronger than the original tissue, to be honest with you. You have now developed a strength to move through the most difficult thing that you've probably been faced with. I really hope this helps in some way, because I know this journey is not easy. Hey, I really hope that this video message has helped you to take one more step forward on this journey, because I know that none of this is easy for you. Navigating grief is one of the hardest things that we will have to endure, and I'm proud of you for watching videos just like this, because it tells me that you are wanting to find a path forward towards feeling better, or at least you're looking for a mindset shift to help you if you're stuck right now. But no matter what your reason is for being here, the more that you do fight for your better days, the better chance you have of reaching them. And so if this video did help you, please let me know in a comment below. Tell me what's working. Tell me what's not working. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please be sure to click the subscribe button below. And I'm going to continue to come in here to provide expert grief tips, as well as to provide suggestions for other resources to help you on this journey, podcast episodes, and also free grief support tools that you can apply immediately to your day. I'm really grateful for you being here. I'm your guide, Eric Hodgdon. So let's continue to walk together.